Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 15th, 2020. Strong hand, golden age 2020s, having hype. Yeah, we're there. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion, conviction, compete, don't complain. All right, everyone, it's unconfiscatable. We're going to talk about that event because Bitcoin is unconfiscatable, and I'm offended by selling. Hello, my elite friends. Check out This Week in Bitcoin, disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TechBalt. If you've got questions, I've got answers. Type in Bitcoin Meister so I see it, or do a super chat. All right. So the dudes over at the Unconfiscatable event in Las Vegas, Tone Vase's event in Las Vegas on February 25th. It's a few other days. They tweeted something and they put me in the tweet. So I'm going to read you the tweet. They hadn't talked to me about this at all, but hey, you never know what I'm going to end up doing there. Or I don't know what I'm going to end up doing there. So here it is. Here, and I've retweeted this. You guys can see this. And maybe this will get you guys to come to the event. The OG World Crypto Network is in the house for Unconfiscatable 2020. The one and only Mad Bitcoins, and that's Thomas Hunt, of course, will be on the crypto couch doing his Johnny Carson style show. He's giving away 2 tickets soon with TechBalt, Tone Vase, and Jimmy Song in Vegas. Could this be the reunion show? Hey, man, if the Johnny Carson of crypto, if the Johnny Carson of Bitcoin, Thomas Hunt, if he wants me to sit on that couch, I'll sit on that couch. But it's cool. Yeah, a lot of OGs are going to be there. I think that's the point of this. Adam Meister's going to be there, Tone Vase, Jimmy Song, Thomas Hunt. I know Juan Galt is going to be there. All sorts of people will be walking around the D. And I will definitely be, at the very least, walking around there saying hi to everybody in the audience and whatnot. So that was fun. Thanks for mentioning me, guys. And speaking of social media, here was a comment that was left below yesterday's video. And of course, check out all my videos. They're all linked to below. Everything I talk about in this video is, in fact, linked to below. This guy's name is 2NT1. He says, a decade. It's not that long. In 2030, if you have a strong hand, a decade-long strong hand, you won't have to work for someone else. You will be able to choose what you want to do with every minute of every day. Dude, that is some great long-term thinking. You're absolutely right. 2030 isn't that long into the future. I remember 2010 just like yesterday. Someone that I know just had a 10-year wedding anniversary. I was at that wedding, and it just zoomed by. The person's got kids now and everything. So it goes by real fast, and just this world's going to change a lot in this next decade. You have the opportunity to get into this Bitcoin thing, and who knows in 2030 what that might mean in terms of your freedom. So, dude, you've definitely got the right attitude. Pound that like button for 2030, and yeah, dude, strong hand at least 2024 halving. At least this dude's got 2028 halving on his mind. So good for him. Let's talk about the Bitwise report that came out today about financial advisors and Bitcoin. Oh, financial advisors, so old school, way too old school, not the good type of old school, like the typewriter type of old school. We're going to talk about that. The goal was, and so it's linked to below the report, great statistics on there. Please read it. I think you can draw your own conclusions, and I will draw my own conclusions in a second and share them with you. The goal was to benchmark how financial advisors who manage roughly half of all wealth in America are now thinking about crypto after the developments of 2019, including whether and how they are allocating to crypto in client portfolios. Well, it is disturbing that they control roughly half of all the wealth in America. Personal responsibility, dudes. People can't control their own wealth, but maybe there's a bunch of, I think there are a bunch of very wealthy, 80-somethings. They don't want to manage their wealth. okay, they're not going to be around much longer. And those dudes probably aren't the ones that are inquiring about Bitcoin. Things are changing. I think financial advisors, I wouldn't get into that business, people. Wouldn't get into that business at all. I mean, my experience with a friend of mine, associate of mine, who is a financial advisor, in 2016, he was laughing at me. I told stories about this dude when I told him about Bitcoin, and I'm not. I hope he's not laughing anymore, but he shouldn't be. He should be crying. Anyway, only 8% of financial advisors expect Bitcoin to go to zero, down from 14% of last year. Okay, quite an accomplishment there. Quite a change of mindset. 76% of advisors said clients asked about crypto in 2019. Hey, even they can admit it. So I would say 76% of their clients probably are under 80 years old. I doubt the 80-year-old ones are, or the widows are asking about it very much. Bitwise 2020 benchmark survey of financial advisors' attitudes toward crypto is the official title. 48% think it will be less than 10K in 5 years. All right, so, and these are guys that are supposed to know about money. 48% of them think it'll be less than $10,000 in 5 years. And so they're dealing with older people, and they have old school financial attitudes. There were a lot of people back in 1985 when I think people were starting to use computers. I mean, lots of people were using typewriters. Everybody was still using typewriters. And you could still use a typewriter today. Just lots of people use financial advisors today. You'll still be able to use a financial advisor in 2030. That Bitcoin, be your own financial advisor. All right, seriously, this is the opportunity that it's giving people. You don't have to rely on these middlemen anymore. If you're under 45 or under 50, why are you even using these guys anymore? Unless, I guess, you're super busy. Interestingly, more than 1/3 of surveyed advisors, 35%, believe that some or all of their clients are investing in crypto outside their advisory relationships. So they even are admitting, like, we're not investing them into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. So few are, but their clients are doing it, taking personal responsibility and doing it on their own. Additionally, 37% said they didn't know whether or not clients were investing in crypto on their own. So Bitwise made this report. Bitwise also did the report. They've contributed a lot to this space. The infamous busting of the 95% fake Bitcoin trading volume on some of those Asian exchanges and ones outside of Asia also. They withdrew their ETF today, though, Bitwise. So, hey, we're one day closer to somebody getting an ETF approved. They are good players in this space. Good luck to Bitwise. Thank you for the report. Roman Q says, oh, wait, there was a reply in the thread that discussed financial advisors, though, and this is so typical. Financial advisors don't learn Bitcoin in school, and so it must not matter. Pound that like button. Yeah, I think a lot of them have that attitude. Thus, you have to be your own financial advisor. They weren't teaching Bitcoin in school. Maybe they will teach Bitcoin in school soon. I know some colleges are. That's great. But just because you didn't learn about it in school doesn't mean you can't learn about it now. You're learning about it right now if you're watching this, and you take personal responsibility. You don't need the seal of approval of a financial advisor to change your life. Roman Q said, is there a specific Bitcoin conference event that you would want to go to if all the expenses were paid? Don't pay for things that you can't get for free. No, just ones that my associates put on. I obviously I'm flattered that Tone's getting me a ticket to the event and everything, and that's awesome. And the one in San Francisco, obviously Christian set that up. So I love seeing people like that. So if there are other events anywhere, and I just happen to be in Los Angeles for both these things. Okay, so it's very easy for me to get to these events. But events that I'm interested in going to at this point in my life are ones that people get me in for free. And if it's far away, they're gonna, get me a plane ticket too. But where my where cool people are gonna be, people that are on my show, people that I've never met in person before. Now, of course, I've met Christian in person before, and I've met Tone in person before. But they're gonna be people. I'm gonna meet Juan in person. I'll meet lots of people I'm going to meet in person at both these things. So those are the type of events that I would like to go to, where guys that have been on my show, guys that I consider my Bitcoin buddies, to meet them in person. Those are the ones I want to attend. Otherwise, there's only so much you can take away from some of these things. When you've been in this as long as I have. I read about this every single day. I read Twitter every single day. So when I go to an event, am I learning a lot? I'm not learning that much. I'm meeting people, and that's great. That's fun. All right. Keep on asking those questions. Thank you for this question, Romy Q. Okay, so we talked about Bitwise, and we talked about being your own financial advisor. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Demand. Oh, here we go. Fidelity. Okay, Fidelity Investments crypto arm makes first push into Europe. Demand for our services is borderless. Our effort to make digital assets more accessible to institutional investors continues. All right, that's their business. They're in this to make money off of institutional investors, to get them into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Great. This is where the big boys play. Let them do that. Now, meanwhile, you've got all these retail no-coiners and guys that are just on the fence that complain and scapegoat and say it's unfair that institutions are getting Bitcoin. Dude, you have your chance. Retail people are sitting on their hands. Fidelity is going into Europe and getting institutions there into Bitcoin, okay? You're going to see the number. Eventually, you're going to realize that this all occurred. In 2030, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, a lot of institutions did buy up Bitcoin, didn't they? And I was some retail schlum that didn't buy up any of it. Hey, personal responsibility. You're still going to scapegoat them, say they're so evil, Fidelity, evil. Look, you can do exactly what they're doing right now, but you won't. The people who scapegoat like that one, at least. Okay, we got a lot of people talking in that chat, but no questions, but that's all right. Now, here's something. Congress had a hearing, I guess it was today, or what is this? New Jersey counterterrorism chief warns U.S. Congress crypto is funding domestic extremism. Domestic extremism. So in the hearing, they named some pretty vile groups that have used Bitcoin, that people have donated to some vile organizations that don't like me, that don't like, I can guarantee you that they don't like me because of my religion. And that's whatever, that's what they think. Are they doing anything to me? You see, part of the reason I don't like this, they're virtue signaling. These congressmen want to scare everyone, say, oh, we hate the bad guys, and the bad guys use Bitcoin, so let's get rid of it. And one of them is that guy from California, who's clearly doing this to help people who've contributed to his campaign. Large financial organizations that might not have an interest in Bitcoin transferring money across borders, okay? Or there's some people, some incumbents that are scared. There's some financial incumbents that are scared. They want to control the flow of money, and this breaks down their control. Now, some of them realize they can just open their own Bitcoin banks and still get into it, okay? But so these congressmen, they get people to testify saying all the villains that have sent Bitcoin to each other, and that one guy who runs it's an evil website. It's terrible. The lies that it says. Is it illegal though? No, it's not illegal to hate me. Okay, it's not illegal to hate Adam Meister and his people of his religion. It's not. That's not criminal. So part of this is trying to criminalize thoughts, and I don't like that at all. I want, and so that organization apparently got $60,000. Somebody sent $60,000 in Bitcoin to. It starts with a Storm. I'm not even going to say their name. I think that's good for Bitcoin. It shows obviously no financial institution blackballed that organization. So people got frustrated and figured out ways to fund them. And that's Bitcoin. When you're being censored, Bitcoin is the answer. And it shows that that was the answer. And some people don't like that. Well, tough luck. People can say what they want to say. You making a big deal out of those people and saying how vile they are and trying to make them illegal and trying to associate Bitcoin with them and making Bitcoin illegal, that just puts them on a pedestal and makes more people want to hear about them. Let them do what they're going to do naturally, and insane people will support them, and they can fund their organization. You don't have to pay them any attention or anything. So another thing with this congressional, if certain people in Congress get their ways and makes it harder for the bad guys to get Bitcoin, then the so-called bad guys, then good guys who really need this stuff are going to be turned off, and they're going to, that's too hard. It's too, even though they'll still be able to get it, just hearing all this hype around it, it's not going to be good. So I'm out there saying, explaining to people that this is, you think you're helping. Some people think they're helping the world by making it harder for people to get Bitcoin or making it scary or associating it with vile creatures, but you're not helping the world. In fact, you're hurting the world, because there are a lot of people that need it, that if they got it and if they weren't scared of getting it, and if it wasn't harder to get it through more traditional means, which these people dream of, making it very hard through traditional means to get it, that a lot of good things won't be created, because these people aren't going to get their Bitcoin. They're not going to get their freedom. So it goes both ways. And that's why I don't believe in most of basically all government regulation. You think you're helping people, but in fact, you're stifling. You're stifling a lot of good people too. Don't try to be a hero, government. Don't try to virtue signal. Let this thing happen. And again, I don't like certain organizations. I don't like the way certain people say, but I think they should be able to get Bitcoin. I think people should be able to support them. So Bitcoin allows them to do that. So, when you can say, if your worst enemy gets Bitcoin, it helps you. And that is, and for those people, again, who say there's no point in Bitcoin, there's a point. There definitely is it might be vile to some people, but there's clearly, they wouldn't have this hearing if this wasn't happening. People if the so-called horrible people of the world weren't using Bitcoin. All right. Will you still do a daily Bitcoin show in 2028? I don't know. I don't know that answer, but I do know, like in 2021, I definitely will be. I know that 210,000 blocks after the Bitcoin all-time high of whatever it was in December of 2017. So that should be in October or November of 2021. I'll definitely be here. Then. But 2028, I can't guarantee 2028. I'd like to, but that means at that point, I'd be doing I started my first Bitcoin show I did in 2013. So it will be 15 years after my first Bitcoin show. And I basically been doing it every day since 2016. So 12 years straight of I don't know if I can do that. But I'll still have some Bitcoin. I will tell you that. Because I got a strong hand. Pound that like button. When do you stop supporting, and you name a horrible organization? When did you stop support? You make a joke. Yeah, it is a joke. Yeah, I don't support them. No, I don't support them. But people can support Bitcoin, that horrible, vile organization in the Middle East. It's just the way it is. Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. It's uncensorable. So let it be. Let it be. All right. What do we have here? Let's see. Ooh. All right. So I talked about that. Oh, here is a good tweet to share with people who are considering Bitcoin, newbies. Now, I don't agree with this tweet, everything that Monsieur Mamadou has to say in this, and I'll explain. But I think it can get people pumped up, certain people pumped up about Bitcoin. Buying a home is much harder today than it was for previous generations. Price of college is increasing 8 times faster than wages. Negative interest rates. Food products and household supplies are shrinking in size. Bitcoin is people collectively responding to these injustices. All right. Now, I don't think those are injustices. I just think you don't have to go to college. You don't have to buy a house. And yeah, if your Kit Kat is getting smaller, you don't have to buy the Kit Kat, okay? Negative interest rates, you don't have to participate in that at all. Are these things, these aren't good things. These aren't great things, but you don't have to participate in them. And a lot of people are very frustrated with those things. And that's why you tell them this. And they'll say, oh, well, Bitcoin protects me against this. It's not going down in value. I mean, it's not costing me more. Bitcoin will gain me value and will allow me to get more stuff in the future, get that house in the future. So he says Bitcoin is people collectively, I don't like the word collectively, it's individuals taking personal responsibility to not have to worry about those. I'm not going to call them injustices, those aspects of life. Pound that like button. But I do think that tweet is a good one to show to your friends that are frustrated with college going up in price. I mean, you don't have to like break it to them like, dudes, you don't have to go to college. That's too much of a red pill for some people. Pound that like button. Beyond Bitcoin Show, Saturdays, you can watch that. I talk about subject matters like that. All right. Has the halving hype started? Dudes, so this guy, Bitcoin is already up 20% so far in January. It has been the best start of a year since 2012. Okay, you fiat freaks, I said something for you there. 2020, it's up 20%, all sorts of 20s flying around. Are we going to look back on this as we did in 2016 as the ramp up? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this is people starting to hear about this, starting to hoard it a little bit more. So has it started or hasn't started? I don't care because I'm starting it. I'm using the halving hype hashtag. I think you guys should. We are Bitcoin's marketing team, okay? And hyping the halving, basically informing people about it, it helps. It helps. It helps get people into Bitcoin. It helps explain digital scarcity. It helps people contrast Bitcoin with the traditional finance system where they can print as many dollars as they want to. And some people like that, so let them be in that. But Bitcoin only going to be at 21 million and only going to be producing half as much new Bitcoin after the halving in May of this year. I'll be at the halving party in Tel Aviv. Oh yeah, baby. Tel Aviv is a great Bitcoin city. Bitcoin embassy. Shout outs to you. So yeah, let's be Bitcoin doesn't have a marketing team. Doesn't have a dash stash for the ladies. Yeah, Amanda it was always fun to have Amanda on the show though. I mean, you check it out. It's in the archives below. But we have to be Amanda Johnson, all right, for Bitcoin. Having hype, pound that like button. Do you guys even know that Amanda Johnson had a show before she was on Dash? What was that show called? I watched it back in, it was like in 2015 and 16. That's why Dash hired her. What was that show called? It was like a CC or EE name. It was 2 letters repeating. I forgot what it was now. Anyway, you can look it up. She didn't just come out of the blue on Dash. She was before that. And I said that was the best marketing move an altcoin could make at that time, to hire her. And it really was a good move for them to spread the word. They pumped a lot because of her. But hey, those things come and go. You don't know when those things happen. Bitcoin, it sticks around. It's not an altcoin flavor of the month, but we can market it. All right. Wimble coin, the crypto dividend that we got, an airdrop crypto dividend that a lot of us got. Dude, it's like still at $4. It's a 1.8% return. One of the best crypto dividends. Well, I mean, right now it's like Bcash, then BSV, then MWC. Seriously, in terms of performance. If you waited to sell those things until now, until this very moment, that would be the 3rd best performing one. And yeah, so again, there were a lot of people, oh, I don't want to do it. It's only going to be worth a couple pennies. Man, I mean, you're getting $160 now for one Bitcoin. That's nice. That's better than the bank pays, isn't it? So I hope more airdrop crypto dividends come out in 2020. I think there will be. Already there's one announced one that's a forked one, and I don't deal with that stuff. But yeah, airdrop ones can be pretty cool if the person doesn't, print trillions of them. You see what happens. The Zimbabwe dollar ends up worth more than the crypto dividends that ego coins that are produced, trillions of ego coins. They don't end up worth very much. But hey, people can make excuses about them as much as they want to. And why they gave Ethereum to like some dude selling Zimbabwean dollars. Some people got to learn the hard way. Pound that like button, people. All right. That's it. No more questions in the chat. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. As you can tell, I got a good night's sleep last night. I'm loving El Paso. I ended my 46-hour fast. And thanks a lot, guys, for watching the show. Spread it. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button, and daily decrypt it was called. I knew it was what is that repetition? I forgot. I learned in school what that's called. I totally forgot it now. Mr. Buck's English class. I learned alliteration. Was it when it's two consonants in a row? Oh, Mr. Buck, how I have failed you. I've forgotten 9th grade English. All right, see you guys later.